I'm going to talk through the difference between the Lenovo Smart Paper and the Remarkable 2 here, and we're going to look at some of, I think, the most relevant use cases, the most relevant comparisons to make between the two devices. So firstly, writing, I've scored them about equal. I've scored them about an 8. The Lenovo Smart Paper has the advantage of having a word processor of some sort. It does have the WPS Office built in, and you could, although I've really struggled to download Word onto it today, you could actually get other word processors on here. And I'm not sure why I can't manage to download Microsoft Word, but I can't. But the Remarkable, of course, has the advantage of having that keyboard case, and that keyboard case is very good. It is a really nicely designed keyboard case, and they've really improved the experience of working with typed text here on the Remarkable. It is now a very good experience, and it refreshes quick. And the idea is that they use their very good set of apps and cloud to actually work with that. This is, for writers, quite compelling for those reasons. But I've scored them equal, as I said, because you do have advantages for both. There are no pogo pins on the Lenovo. I have also just tried to Bluetooth a keyboard in, and I couldn't manage to do that. There is the option to Bluetooth here, but I couldn't manage to do that. My Bluetooth keyboard was discoverable because I was able to connect it to the Boox tablet and other things with Bluetooth, but I couldn't manage to do it here on the Lenovo. They both do have handwriting recognition, and so that's sort of equally good on both, I would say. And they're both pretty accurate. I did that in my review. I actually showed that it is quite accurate here on the Lenovo as well. For art, I have put the Remarkable higher than the Lenovo, just because I know that you do get the vector export here, and I haven't seen a way to vector export here in the Notes app. That being said, the drawing tools are quite good, and you do have layers here. So I did a quick sketch here with the pencil. It's quite good, but it's not quite as intuitive as the Remarkable tool is, which is, when I picked this up, I was amazed by how close to real pencil I could get with this. You might not be able to see much of a difference, but just know that that feels very much more sensitive to pressure than this does, even though they're very similar screen technology, same screen pretty much, and same Wacom technology. You also don't have an eraser. That's a big miss here on the Lenovo pencil. There's no eraser built in on the pencil, no button on the back. As far as I can tell, this is the only stylus that they're sort of shipping with it, although other styluses work. And in the update that they've just put onto the device, I'll talk about that a little bit later, the update they've just put onto the device, now an eraser on a different pen does work. So there is that. This pencil also is so thin that I think it would hurt after a while drawing. So it is not ideal, but it is quite nice the way it stores in there. Moving on. For thinking and decision making, well, the Remarkable wins that because it is totally distraction free, whereas the Lenovo Smart Paper has the option to do emails, so you might use that, and it has a calendar. It doesn't have notifications as far as I can see. It doesn't give you that same level of focus. I put it better for planning and organization, simply because it does have the calendar and the email there as well. But the Notes app I put better on the Remarkable, simply because I think that they've refined it quite a lot compared to this. The first iteration of this looked remarkably similar to the Remarkable, and they have changed things, so now it looks its own self, but it just isn't a Notes app that's been through many iterations like the Remarkable one has. And as you can see with the type text, it's just working a lot better, really. It's now got this infinite scroll, well, vertical infinite scroll at least, on here as well. And when you move this text down, the handwriting does reflow with it, which is good. Finally, the screen feel I've put equal. They're both very, very good. The Lenovo is a good screen feel. There is no denying that. It's not going to beat much, but it is one of the top ones. So that's a good thing in its favor. I put the cloud, the Remarkable, is better than the Lenovo Smart Paper, simply because although you have to pay for both, the Remarkable is cheaper for more, and the Lenovo is, as far as I can tell, is just, if you don't pay for that cloud feature, there's no way to get things on or off the device via the cloud. You simply must use their cloud services, which are $8.99. I think that must be in pounds, for 5 GB for 3 months. So that's not too dissimilar a price, but you are getting more for what you pay for on the Remarkable. And crucially, you can still use the Remarkable cloud for limited use without paying anything for it. It's just that your files go after 50 days, I think, something along those lines. And you also get some extra sharing features, some extra features with the cloud service as well. Okay, I hope that was useful, everybody. Yeah, so this is an interesting few points then. So people talking about the Remarkable being the one for them because it is distraction free. Absolutely. That's why the first comparison I made between the Lenovo Smart Paper and the Remarkable 2 was, if you are a distraction free person, if that's what you want, I think that you are still leaning towards the Remarkable for the reasons that I've just chatted through just there. And this was an interesting one from M. I just got the Smart Paper, haven't even unboxed it yet because of the bad reviews. I'm thinking of returning it and getting a Tab Ultra C. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Let's talk what David said though. Interesting one from David. I got the Boox Air 2 days ago and it's horrific. I've already realized my Remarkable is all I need and I'll sell the books. It's an interesting one. We've chatted about this a little bit, David, I think, haven't we? And an interesting point. I said, just live with it for a little while longer, because I honestly, the Remarkable 1 was the first one I got, and the next tablet I got, I think it was actually the Quirklogic Paper, but the one after that was the Note Air 2, the original. And I had a bad experience with it initially, but as I got used to using it, I found out its little quirks and everything. And I found out actually it's just an Android tablet, and that gives you the ability to customize it. And it also gives you some of the difficulties of doing it as well. So give it a time, my buddy. You might not love it, but did you say you got oh, you said you got the Note Air 2. So interesting. I don't know whether the C might win it for you, but the thing about having the Remarkable is you've already got a great device there. And in fact, if you're happy with that, then, and it's doing everything that you want it to do, you don't need to upgrade. It just does what you need it to do. That's absolutely fine. How is it dealing with pages of large amounts of notes and lines drawn when it was announced? My first thoughts are competitive for Remarkable. Yeah, I thought so as well. The one thing I didn't talk about much in there was they're probably both of them are probably the more attractive devices that are out there. They're both lovely to look at. They are both really attractive devices. They've both got these lovely magnetic snap cases. So, you know, if you're someone who's into your aesthetic tech, then the Remarkable is still the one to go for there, to be quite honest. You know, they're both really nicely made devices. They're both very attractive to use. They both sort of single you out. I sort of spot people using Remarkables across the room and think, wow, that's you know, that's a remarkable person, and get talking to them about how much they love their devices, which is usually quite a lot. The Boox line of devices are attractive. I really like them. So the Supernote, so is the Scribe, but these two actually currently are probably the best sort of looking and feeling devices, and I think that's why it is a competitor for Remarkable. But you asked as well about large numbers of pages. I just haven't had it long enough to give you an honest answer about that, Thomas, but I will work on that one for you as well. A Remarkable is cheaper if you go for a third-party pen, absolutely, but I think the bundle of all about 400 quid for everything you get with a Lenovo is good value. Yeah, it did, and it still does. Every single time I use the Remarkable, I do feel a little bit like coming home to the start point. However, I just honestly cannot leave this at home. Like, really, even when I'm testing out another device, I still take the Boox Tab C at the minute, or I take whatever Boox device I'm using, because I just do so much more than just read or take notes on Eink now.